Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, September 4th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. There's an old proverb that goes something to the effect of, fear the man who speaks softly but carries a big stick. But when you're 2 weeks out from the figure Olympia, dropping bombs and letting your physique do the talking like Natalia Soltero is, I'm not quite sure if fear qualifies as a strong enough word. Over the weekend, some new photos surfaced of this year's New York Pro figure champ looking completely lights out as she heads down the home stretch of her first career Olympia prep. Traditionally, it's been a tough go for rookies in the figure division, looking to break into that upper echelon on the Olympia stage. But when you look at what the New York Pro win did last year for eventual Bikini Olympia champ Courtney King, you can't help but think that Soltero's got a puncher's chance to go out there and make some magic happen. Over the years, we haven't seen too many bikini athletes make their season debut on the Olympia stage and come out better for it on the other side. But then again, we don't have too many athletes out there in the bikini division who are built for war, quite like Margaret Nahr. Late last week, the Icelandic bombshell dropped her latest round of stunning new progress photos, letting the rest of the bikini world know that she's coming into Vegas and looking to play for keeps. Despite choosing to forego the early part of the season, it looks like we're on pace to get the most complete version from front to back of Margaret Nahr that we've ever seen. So don't be too surprised if she ends up sending some heavy favorites tumbling down the rankings as she works her way up right into the thick of that top 10. It doesn't take long for most people to step into the world of bodybuilding and fitness before they understand that there's definitely a fine balance of art and science powering the engines of the world's best physique athletes. And as far as I'm concerned, there aren't too many women in the figure division who've managed to walk that fine balance better than Cyber Body Shop CEO Wendy Fortino. Early Sunday morning, Fortino was spotted pulling out all the stops in one of her last pre-Olympia shoulder workouts as she tries to carve in a few last-minute details before hopping on a plane and heading out to Sin City. Over the past season and a half, the argument could be made that Fortino has managed to turn herself into one of the most improved athletes in the entire division. And depending on how things shake out, she could wind up being someone who really jumps up in the standings if the opportunity presents itself. There comes a point during the last few weeks of contest prep where the great ones separate themselves from the pack because they're just flat out willing to suffer more than anyone else. And I need you to believe me when I tell you this, Jeremy Buendia is suffering for his greatness right now. Late last week, new progress photos emerged of what might be the most insanely conditioned version of Jeremy Buendia than we've ever seen. And that speaks volumes about what sort of work the defending three-time men's physique Olympia champ is putting in right now. For whatever reason, 2017 feels like it's been a season loaded with potential challenges throwing rocks at Buendia's throne. But if he shows up looking even remotely close to the guy we've seen emerge over these last few weeks, it'll take more than a few rocks to separate the best of all time from wrapping his hands around the fourth straight title. Sometimes in life, a change of scenery is just what the doctor ordered to refresh the mind, the body, and the spirit. But when a change of scenery seems like it transforms a guy into a legitimate classic physique Olympia threat almost overnight, I think somebody better get me that doctor on the line so I can figure out exactly what the hell he's prescribing over there. Over the weekend, some new photos surfaced of a very dangerous-looking Terrance Ruffin flexing down on the sunny shores of El Salvador, where he spent the last few weeks preparing to make his second straight trip to the Olympia stage. By most people's account, Ruffin was probably the best conditioned athlete in the entire Classic Physique Olympia lineup, but 2017's Terrance Ruffin looks like he's already operating at an entirely different level. There's no question that this year's Classic lineup is stacked with elite talent all the way across the board. But I don't think there's anyone who'd be all the bit surprised if a lights-out Terrance Ruffin walked out of Vegas as your new Olympia champion.